The residents of Halifax woke to a clear and sunny day on December 6, 1917. The city was thriving despite the war in Europe. But when most of the city's inhabitants were heading to work and school, an incident on the harbor occurred that would change their lives. At 9:04 a.m., an explosion ripped through the city. Everything within a kilometer radius of the collision was destroyed. Buildings were damaged as many as 3 kilometers away. People felt the impact from the blast in places as far away as Cape Breton and Prince Edward Island. 1,600 people were killed instantly. 9,000 people were injured. 300 more people died as a result of their injuries. The city of Halifax was changed forever. Amid the overwhelming devastation, people sought help wherever they could.
Within minutes, wounded people came to the drugstores looking for help. The drugstores were in a terrible state. There was broken plaster, broken glass all over the floors, and amidst this rubble, the druggists gave first aid to the injured. They also gave away their stock, things like iodine, peroxide, bandages and adhesive, and they gave it to others who took it outside to help where they could there.
At the Victoria General Hospital, Chief Pharmacist Charles Putner was overseeing the whole hospital because the superintendent was away. Bertha Archibald was a new graduate. She was only 3 months on the job the morning of December 6, 1917, when she narrowly missed being impaled by flying glass.
Soon after the explosion, Bertha Archibald put on her overcoat to help protect her from the cold that was streaming in through the broken windows of the dispensary. And there she worked, night and day, making sure medications were supplied.
Catherine McKay was the first woman to register as a pharmacist in Nova Scotia. She was part of the team that provided first aid at the Halifax Visiting Dispensary on the day of the explosion. Catherine also provided care at a dressing station, and she took in 50 newly homeless people. Gordon Kinley was a drugstore owner and captain in the 63rd Regiment Halifax Rifles. He managed the Medical Supplies Committee. This committee sorted through the donated medical and surgical supplies and made sure the dressing stations were well supplied.
Druggists dropped everything in their home communities and came to Halifax to help with the relief effort. 4 of the 6 druggists came from Amherst. Druggists also came from Wolfville, Kentville, St. John, Campbellton, Sackville, New Brunswick, Providence, Rhode Island. And when they arrived, they went to the hospitals to see where they could help the most. At the hospitals, they worked as physician assistants during surgery, and as well, they also helped with the organization and distribution of donated medical supplies.
Days before Christmas 1917, pharmacists from Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New York State met in Springfield, Massachusetts, to start a fundraising campaign to raise money to help their fellow druggists in Halifax. They formed the New York and New England Committee for the Relief of Halifax Druggists, and by July 1918 had raised $4,500 for the cause, equivalent to $100,000 today.
The Halifax druggists were deeply touched by this generosity, but they chose to leave the fund intact and did not use any of the money for their own needs or for reconstruction. Instead, they donated the money to the Maritime College of Pharmacy in 1922 to help with the education of future pharmacists and certified clerks. 2 amazing acts of kindness. Druggists from 100 years ago did what they could to help others on December 6, 1917, and in the dark days that followed. They rarely spoke about what they did, choosing to be among the humble who simply stated, "We did what we could, but we only wish we could have done more." They are our heroes. Heroes that underscore the reason why we're proud to be pharmacists today.